Uncinetto. I'm Christina, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. No matter how long you've been here, I always appreciate your time. We are here for another edition of Label My Library. And today I have a book. Again, I've shown you before. We've done a book look on it, but I wanted to go through and see what I might want to make out of this. So it says, Crochet Iconic Women, Amigurumi Patterns for 15 Women Who Changed the World. So I remember when I got this book, I was very excited to have it. I was very glad that I was able to have it delivered because I struggled a little bit with getting it delivered. I don't think I talked about that in the video, but it was a little bit of a hassle. But all's well that ends well, right? So, in this series, right, we are going to look through the book, and I'm going to pick out 3 or 4. Sometimes it's been 4, sometimes it's been 3 patterns that I want to crochet at some point, right? If there's one that I've already done, and I don't think there's one in here that I've already done. No. So if there's one that I've already done, it won't count as one of my options. So I'd automatically have to take it out. And it's just a way to sort of remind myself of what I have and what I have around me, so I know what kind of a refresh of, like, why did you buy this book? What was significant? That kind of thing. And I did not create this segment, right? This segment was, I first saw it at Sam, over at Sam and Memphis Makes, and we do chat regularly outside of YouTube, so I was like, hey, what if I did something like that on my channel? Would you be cool with it? Would you be okay if I used the same name or whatever? She was like, absolutely, no big deal. And that's one of the things that I really love about this community is, I mean, as long as you reach out and you're talking to each other and you're communicating about what's going on and what you want, because there are a lot of things that I see that people are doing, and I'm like, oh wow, that'd be so cool if I could do that on my channel. And some of them I can't do, like knitting, for example. I don't know how to knit yet, but I'm also not in a space where I'm willing to put out the energy to learn right now. So I am not able to do that on my channel. Things like diamond painting. I have a couple of diamond paintings that people have gifted me. I have not done them because as of right now, when I'm filming this, I'm going to be leaving for a while, and I did not want to break that out because I know that they do tend to take a little while, and I didn't want, well, I don't ever want Nero knocking it over while I'm gone or while I'm here, but I was like, that would be too much of a temptation, right? It's a surface to jump on, and if there's something on it, I don't want to deal with that. So there are lots of things like that you see, and if you communicate with the person and you put your own spin on it, right? So you don't copy exactly what they're doing, but you kind of make it your own. And one of the things that I'm doing is I'm asking you to rank the things that I make in order of how you think I should make them, and then I want you to rank them in the order that you would make them if you were to make them. Even if you can't do amigurumi, or you're not interested, like if you were going to do it, what order would you do it in? And maybe why, right? I would love to know that, especially with something like this. Like, do you think that the women that I pick are, and I'm not picking them because they're the most iconic, but I'm like, oh, I'd be interested in doing that one, or oh, I have someone in mind that might want that if I made it, right? So that's kind of how I'm making it my own, right? So let's crack on and see what we have in here. So these are the women on the front, right? And then there's a picture on the back as well. if I get my hands off of them. Okay. So I have only ever looked at this book. I mean, I looked at it online, but I also looked at it when we did the book look, but that was it. Let me go this way. I love these frames. I know we're not doing a book look, but I love that they're in the frames. That's super cute. I'm trying to go through and remind myself of who's in here and then make a choice from there. Ooh, that makes it hard. Okay. That just made it hard. Okay, let's see. Oh, crap. Crappity crap. I had somebody. Okay, you're gonna have to go down on the list. You're gonna have to go down on the list. Alright. I think that's the last one. Okay, so because I know that there's going to be a lot of them that I want to do in here, I wanted to flip through before I made any decisions. And these are not in any order necessarily. Okay, so I will start with this one. Again, I have to be very careful. Oh, well, I don't really. There's no pattern on this one. The other ones that I've done, because I'm recording these and you're probably going to see them out of order of how I recorded them, because I'm recording them all before I leave for my trip, and I don't know if they'll all get put up while I'm on my trip. But then I have them recorded, and I can just drop them in as I need them. So here we go. This is one, Cleopatra. I really enjoy Egyptian history. I watch a lot of documentaries. That's one of the things that I like to watch on TV. And there's a lot of ones about Egypt and the different rulers. There is a really interesting book out. I can't remember the name of it. There's one about Cleopatra's children, and then there's one that talks about, it's kind of, the one that talks about Cleopatra's children is a historical like book, but then there's another one that talks, it's like historical fiction, like what if after Cleopatra was in charge, right? What if she never got with Caesar? What if she never got with Mark Antony? Like, how would that have played out, right? And so it's an interesting story. So anyway, there's that one. And then, I need to label it. Label your library, Christina. Got my handy dandy little flags here. And put that in there. And then this is one that I eventually will want to do. It's not going to be in the ones that I do now, but I did want to show it to you. If you don't know about the British suffragist movement, they have a really amazing movie called The Suffragette. and it's about the English suffragette movement. So it is, um, it's really interesting to watch. So, but she's in that movie, which is why I bring that up. Talking about movies. All right, here's the next one. I'm gonna go ahead and put the sticky note on it so I don't forget this time. So this is Jane Austen, and of course she was an author. And I actually wrote, when I was in college, when I was in undergrad, I did a paper on feminism in Jane Austen and how we see some of the things that she was writing about. I mean, yes, she wrote about like Bridgerton-esque things, not quite so racy, right? But she wrote about the society that she was in, and how things were navigated at the time, and how you made relationships social and otherwise. So, but there was a lot in her books that gave rise to choices and being able to have a voice. So I did a really big paper on that. So she's pretty important to me. Okay. Excuse me. Madame Curie. That would be another one that I would want to do. Again, there's some really good books out there. There's one about Marie and Pierre's children, and how they carried on their research and so forth. Am I remembering that correctly? No, maybe that was somebody else. But there is also, and it may not be on Netflix anymore because they change stuff all the time. But there was a good movie on Netflix as well about them, a documentary. See, I'm just a big nerd. Just a big nerd. Was that the last one? No. Alright, so this lady, RBG, right, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Supreme Court Justice. I'd love to crochet her as well. And not just for, I know someone in particular that I would send this to if I made it, but she's a pretty powerful lady. So there are those, and there is a movie as well as several books out about her and how she got her start, right? They're all really interesting. So, like I said, I've never made anything from this book, and I've never made anything from this publisher that I think, David and Charles. Yeah, I don't think I've made anything from this publisher, but I am excited. I would love for you to tell me, right, which one do you think that I should do? Hold on a second. Okay, sorry. I was not going to be able to continue to talk because that frog was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger in my throat. Which one would you like to see me make first, second, third, fourth? And then which one would you make? And maybe why? Right? I would love to know in the comments what you would do with the ones that I chose. So that's it for today. We're doing Label My Library on Crochet Iconic Women. And at some point, I have another one of these. It's more Crochet Iconic Women. So you may see something similar to this pop up at a later date. But thank you so much for joining me today. Bleep, bleep, bleep. That's all, folks. Thank you so much for joining me today. As always, be well, be safe, and be the change you wish to see in the world, everyone. Ciao, Bella!